Hello, everyone. My name is Nelson Nader, and I'm here with my friend.
I'm Parrish George.
And this is Let's Play Mega Man Battle Network 6, Cybeast Gregar. Last time, we made some friends. We made a connection with a Link Navi called Heatman. And today, we're going to a big old dance festival in Central 3. Isn't that gonna be fun?
Don't worry about this scene at all. Totally not ominous or foreboding.
Yeah, this is definitely not the calm before the storm. Definitely not. We didn't have, like, any foreshadowing with Iris overhearing the announcement and being like, our mother's gonna interrupt us from going to the dance festival. What could she possibly want? Well, we've got a guest. Who could our guest possibly be?
Lan was in the middle of the jacket animation and everything. That's just rude.
Yeah, he even did the little leap and everything. And our guest didn't even bother to stay around. Come on.
It's kind of a sad description. Like, she had hair clips and she looks sad. Oh, I bet that's Iris. She looks sad all the time.
Yeah. She really does. Like, nothing about the pink and purple. Like, it's a big defining feature. Or her long brunette hair. I'll go with brunette.
Also, I'm very curious. You know, she's so hesitant to open up to Lan to tell him this vital information that she showed up to his house for. I wonder, did she even talk to Lan's parents? Or did she just show up at the door and they just assumed, oh, you look like you're in grade school? Are you a friend of Lan's?
It's a very good question. Or she probably just knocked and said, hey, I'm looking for Lan, and then just kind of let things go from there. But yeah, we're getting here. We're looking at the Jamboree. One of the mistakes I made earlier. So Mick and Tab's Navi are here, I think. Tab's Navi's apparently the green one. I previously said it was the blue one because it looked like a nerd like him, but nope, it's the green one. Also, that's a heck of a dance from Circus Man there, just... Woo! Look at him wiggle. Also, that dancing was so... good? Bad? It killed these people. Who could have believed it?
Well, at least Mick's Navi was shown to be the strongest of all of them because he was the last to fall.
Yep. That's something in Mick's favor. Also, like, that big smile opening up, like, it just looks like a big old duck face to me, just, oh.
Also, I love how he just ominously levitates over there.
Yeah.
Probably because they couldn't think of how to make him walk over there without having him waddle and lose all threateningness.
Yeah. Circus Man just floats wherever he wants, like, designed to be creepy from the moment he actually has to do things. Also, he had way more than 6 of those souls stored up inside his body there. I also like...
Those Navi attacks in the past.
I also like how Mick's here, like, co-commentating this as bad things are happening. But, oops.
No thoughts about, oh my god, are you okay, to his Navi just... I mean, aside from the first, why is your HP dropping? But right, now he just immediately switches into, what's going on? Oh my god, Lan, you have to see this.
Yeah, like, he's doing what we're doing, but, like, he's on a face chat with Lan and just turns his phone around to look at the internet. This is a hell of, like, a screen share option going on here. But hey, I mean, it keeps Lan and us, the viewer, informed, so that's what counts, right? Also, he sucked up that entire bird. Dang. Look at him go.
And then the cops show up at kind of the worst time.
Yeah, the worst time for Circus Man. The best time for us.
Well, yes and no. I mean,
okay, fair.
Say, stop. We're not going to let you capture that other Cybeast. That kind of means that now there's just a Cybeast on the loose.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, 1's a lot better than 2 being on the loose, but at the same time, like, this is still really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I also find it funny that, like, we were hoping you'd think they were just a legend when, like, the Cybeasts are, like, 50 or 60 years old. Like, they've been here for a long time. Like, this is living memory. And yet they're like, yeah, they're just legends. Nobody knows about them.
Yeah, that doesn't quite work for something that definitely happened on the net. There are things in other games where they talk about things that are hidden on the undernet, and that I sort of buy because, it's like the darknet in our real world. It's there, but not a lot of people go there, and you have to know what you're doing. So information that creeps out about it to the main web at large is kind of in that secret, not quite sure if it's fact or fiction area. But yeah, the Cybeast rampaging and destroying the net, as you said, yeah, that's something that definitely happened and people would have been aware of happening.
Yeah, a man got thrown in jail because of it. Like, that's not something you just sort of forget. I also find it funny that it's just like, you can come back, talk to your parents, and your dad's like, oh man, I pulled an all-nighter, can't wait to get some sleep. And he's just immediately awake on the phone, just like, what's going on? This is not a good day for Yuichiro Hikari.
And as always, Lan decides, hey, the official warning was stay off the net. I think the best thing to do is get on the net. And he probably has a bit of a reason to be there more than most people, having saved the world multiple times over, but...
At least 6 times by this point. Yeah. And then that's... I don't know if Wonder Swan counts, or if, any of the cell phone games count. But at least 6 times by my counting. Wild. I also like how, just the Cybeast being around is able to just completely darken this area of the network here. It's that bad news. So, which begs the question to me, is it, absorbing all the light? Is it blocking it? How does this work? Later on in this game, we're going to see how the net is lit, but it being able to turn everything dark is really strange to me. It's
Not
also... You first.
Not a bad aesthetic, though. I certainly like the look of it.
Yeah. Parachute and I are trying a new setup where we've got cameras on so that we can look at each other, so that we hopefully can coordinate not talking over each other. It's kind of working.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. Could be worse. But yeah, this is... The viruses that are showing up have been upgraded a little bit to heighten the threat, so viruses from later areas are showing up now. We saw a Trumpy in the previous area, and now Swordies are here too. Swordies show up in the seaside area, and I don't remember when Trumpies start showing up. It might be in the Greentown area, or it might be all the way in the AC/DC area. They're reasonably strong support viruses.
Right, by themselves, they're not very annoying. You deleted it before we could really see its effect, but they'll just kind of hop around the battlefield, and then once they start playing their fanfare song, all the enemies in the battle will become temporarily invincible.
Yep.
One of those enemies that you definitely want to prioritize taking out, unless you have just a way to completely clear the board quickly.
Yep. And then these here are armadillos. They're from the green area, which is coming up after this next scenario that goes on here. So, things are bad for the central area, which gets Metars, and not much else. But, yeah. The other fun thing about the Trumpy virus, I also, this bad thing's going on, there's an earthquake, but I'm gonna go out of my way to get that mystery data. It's the one thing I care about more than health and safety.
He's just standing there.
Menacingly. Just turn on your siren, it'll be alright. Wee woo, wee woo. It's been a long time since I've heard a good SpongeBob meme or delivered one myself. But yeah, the Cybeast is here. It's awake. It blew us away in one shot. What can we possibly do about this? How in the world are we going to beat a Cybeast? Parrish, do you have any ideas?
Well, let's see. Maybe if we team up with something who knows a lot about science and maybe stay in our living room.
But who could know a lot about science and lives in our living room? I didn't know Mom knew a lot about science. I also like how he's struggling to control his Like, Yujiro Hikari here knows exactly what's up, and he's like, okay, my idiot son is going to go there. I need to not give them what they're looking for. Hopefully they won't make a bigger mess of things. I know they've saved the world 6 times, but I can't risk my son like this. I just can't.
I love how he throws in there, just listen to your dad this time. Like,
Just
I know all the other times you didn't listen to me and you saved the world, but just this once.
Just
can
this
you
once.
not?
Just this once. Like, he's pleading with Lan to not go out there and do the thing that he totally expects Lan to do. And then here Lan is, listening at the door, about to do the thing. We would need a container of massive capacity equal to that of a net area. The Cybeast is in a Navi's body, but that's impossible. That Navi would explode from being over... I love how that's what happens with the data, you know? Like, parts of it don't get overwritten, or, like, it doesn't just fail to install, like, it explodes. Also, I like here how he sort of realizes that it seems that the person responsible built that program into the software of the Navi. But, like, there are very few people who are even capable of this, and now he has to just think of, like, who the hell could have done this? Like, I gave this program to them so that even if it's got, like, it's got the strong protection on it, nobody could ever do this. Nobody would ever be able to figure this out. Who has the skills? Who has the skills?
Well, since he just mentioned it in the text, I feel like now's the time that we have to reveal the big twist that happened in Mega Man Battle Network 3. As you might have caught there as the text was scrolling by, Mega Man has an insanely large memory capacity compared to a normal Navi because he has to store the DNA data of Lan's long-lost twin brother, Hub.
Right. So, Navi's having, like, thoughts and emotions is a recent development. Yujiro Hikari, like, was gonna have twins way back when, and one of the kids died to, like, a special heart condition. That kid's name was Hub. So he's like, I'm going to have my son back by taking this emotional Navi project I'm having and just coding my son's DNA into it. That'll give him emotions, and it worked. But there are also some side effects to that. Side effects such as if the DNA is, like, he changed the DNA by, like, 0.1% or something like that, which, like, if you know anything about genetics, that's enough to, like, completely change what the human looks like. So, you know...
That's apparently the difference between Mega Man and Lan having different eye colors.
Supposedly. But, even, like, in the original games, Mega Man had blue, and now it's green, but, like... Who knows? But at the end of Mega Man Battle Network 1, they installed a batch file, which apparently contained that 0.1% of DNA, which, if you know anything about DNA, is, no, that's way too small to hold that. And now that Lan and Mega Man are 100% in sync. And this means, if Mega Man gets deleted, Lan will also die as well. Which is a hell of a thing, but that's what we've got going on with the cyber magic here. So, that's the big reveal that, you know, games usually dance around for a little bit longer, but it's just sort of assumed if you played the games up to this point. So yeah, back to the current task at hand, though. Gregar getting released means that a whole bunch of evil spirits have also flowed out of the underground with him, and now they just hang out here and block access to the next area, I think because, like, the security is turned on to lock things down, but, like, you get to play this little mini-game where no viruses come up, and you have to sort of puzzle through how to most efficiently delete all of the evil spirits with the soul weapons you're given, so that you can progress to the next area. Anything that's left over gets turned into bug frags, as we're about to see here. Oh, it's not the security turning on. It's the darkness. The evil viruses themselves are doing this.
Right. So, yeah, using different types of weapons allows you to attack in different ranges, of course, and as the text showed, any attack from behind is a one-hit kill.
Yep.
So it's definitely nice to take a look around and plan your approach. I remember at one of the levels I was so intently fixated on getting as many bug frags as possible that I drew out the layouts of all the viruses and worked through the possibilities on paper.
Yeah, I did no planning before coming into this. I'm just sort of like sitting down thinking like, okay, how am I going to do this? Let's look around here. Let's look around here. Let's see what I'm going to do. The first thing I tried to do is figure out the most optimal uses of the gun, just because the gun is like the most unwieldy out of all of them. But there are many points where things will be set up where like, hey, the gun is most useful here. So you start by solving with the gun, and then you use up the knife as much as you can on any single thing that you can come across. And then from there, you just kind of like whittle down whatever's most efficient. Also, good job turning around, Mega Man. Very great. The other nice thing about this is you can sort of line yourself up based on all the squares in the internet here. So they do a good job of at least helping you figure out where you need to attack from. But yeah, a lot of this just sort of comes down to minimizing counterattacks so that you don't take too much damage on the way through. There are no virus encounters, so it doesn't matter that much, but at the same time, I prefer to not get, like, completely wrecked, you know?
Absolutely. Is there a way to make sure that you get at least one bug frag from all these encounters?
I think there's one at some point where I do it, like, perfectly and don't get a bug frag. There's probably, like, optimal solutions. Also, the earthquake is back. There are probably optimal solutions to make it work, but I'm more intent on, like, efficiently going through rather than, like, burying my nose in a fac and my, like... I even have, like, graph paper here in front of me that I'm writing everything down on because I have them left over from college. Like, I could have graphed this all out, but I chose not to. This is more authentic in my mind, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
the
people...
way that you normally would play through it.
Yep. Yeah, my reasoning here is I do that quick and then I sort of look around. Like, I'm sort of intending to shoot these guys that have their backs to you with the gun just because, like, it's a good use of the gun. Just sort of gets them out of the way. And then by attacking the red virus here instead of the yellow one, it'll clear the red virus so I won't get a counterattack, and then the yellow one will turn into red so I can just shiv it with the knife. Like, that was the easy solution I sort of came up with in my mind.
Also, I think because we've only been to the aquarium area, seaside, that was the only thing that the official talked about as being a huge risk for the Cybeast.
Yep.
Like, oh no, if it escapes from here, it could corrupt the aquarium, and that would be bad for a lot of people. But we'll soon learn later on in the game that there are a lot of other areas of infrastructure that it would also be bad for the Cybeast to destroy.
Yeah, like, Greentown...
Since you've only been introduced to one of them,
yeah,
that's the only one we're going to go with.
Yeah, I mean, Greentown is, like, that's where all the justice stuff happens. That's where the lawyers and the courts are. But at the same time, like, the central computing network for all of that is isolated off the network. And the control systems for the sky area, which are also here, are also isolated from the network at large. But, like, I mean, people can get into the teddy bear shop from the seaside area internet, and that might cause some problems. Like, imagine what would happen there. I don't know. Like, it just starts building all the teddy bears wrong or something. I don't know. But, yeah, it's a little strange. And then it's just like, hey, we're going to do our thing. What's going to happen here? And then Mega Man's just like, I've got the plan, Lan. I'm going to go rogue and do it. In Mega Man Battle Network 3, there was another point where a young boy was dying of the same heart disease that killed Hub, and Mega Man went to many great lengths, risking himself to save this boy, and Mega Man is about to do it again by installing the entire Cybeast into his body, which, like, is not only full up on his DNA, we're gonna slap a Cybeast into it as well. Like, it's big enough for that? Alright. But then again, Mega Man... You first.
The program is big enough to hold all the DNA, but why would he make it considerably larger than the DNA he needed to hold?
There's also that. But maybe he just, like, made the initial... Like, Mega Man has the initial program built into him. And so, like, maybe the original is just better than everything else? Who knows? I don't know. But, hey, he's able to install the Cybeast onto himself. It's 5 million terabytes. I like how I just said 5 million terabytes there. Like, there's totally a number for that. Like, it's probably yottabytes or exabytes or something like that. But no, 5 million terabytes. I'm an engineer. I should know these things.
Let's see here what that would be.
Yeah. Because it goes, regular, kilo, mega, giga, tera, peta? Exayato? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway.
Tera, beta, exa, zeta, and yada.
Okay. Well, we're getting our next plot progression point here. We've got to go to Seaside 3 to get the healing water. But we're going to need to go find another Navi to help us out. Who did we just make friends with that can help us out in getting there? Who could it be? I also like how the email from Iris shows up as read because, you know, Lan actually read it. Well, the very few times he actually does. But yeah, thank you all for watching this. I hope you all have a nice day.
See ya.